Yo, what is going on, you guys? Bastion yugioh here, and today I want to talk to you guys about a topic that's been kind of popular in Yu-Gi-Oh for the past week or so. It's something that is a little bit controversial here, there, and that's essentially the topic of floodgates, right? So I think it's something that we got to talk about. I think it's something that a lot of the duelists talking about. Joshua Schmidt being one of the more popular ones has been talking about it as well. And at the end of the day, are floodgates healthy for the game? I think majority of us know the answer to that, but let me go ahead and play devil's advocate, right? So why are floodgates needed to begin with, right? So floodgates, essentially, if you look at the YCS results, the YCS deck list, the top four, all four ran some type of floodgates. It was either Dimensional Barrier, Arch Nemesis Protos, Retaliating Sea, you had what's it called, Shifter, Fossil Dyna, and one of them, the artifact card, what's it called, Mjolnir, I think was the one that was played. That one doesn't let you special summon except for artifact cards. All top four players, and these aren't like random players like myself, right? I would consider myself a random player. These are like the top of the top tier. You got Cameron Neal, right? You got Kamal Crooks. You got all these high level players. These are just the top two finalists, right? But you got these high level players understanding the fact that in order to win in today's game, the floodgate is going to be one of the more surefire ways to go ahead and play and to make sure that you're securing the win, which I understand, right? I understand that at the end of the day, when you're going to these big events, you want to give yourselves the biggest chance to win. Previously to this, you're playing floodgates like Paradise matches, right? With Vanquish Soul, Konami put a stop to that. Good job, right? Previously to that, you had cards like There Can Be Only One, or running rampant all over the format. Okay, limited, right? There's always going to be some type of crazy floodgate that is going to be detrimental to a format, but there's levels to it, right? For example, floodgates like Power Filter that come up once in a while, right? It was good during like Snake Eye format. Could technically be good now. It was really good in Bell format as well. Not as much anymore because you got bigger decks like Draco Tail, Rise is still a thing, right? But the fact that floodgates are this prevalent and played by these high level individuals proves to me that floodgates are necessary in today's game in order to make sure you're playing at the highest level. And if your deck cannot put up some type of floodgate board or floodgate on a board, then you're already playing at a disadvantage. And looking at it from the similar perspective, right? Floodgates are just a way to keep the power level of the current meta decks at a minimum. Now, obviously, as Yu-Gi-Oh has evolved, we've gotten plenty of effects, huge cards, crazy cards, do a million different things. The Mitsurugi cards are absolutely broken. Fiendsmith does a million things as well. There's so many high combo decks out there that essentially the best way to just put a stop to them is to put something that says that you cannot play Yu-Gi-Oh, like the artifact card, like Fossil Dyna, like like Paradise Smashers, like Dimensional Shifter, like D Barrier as well. And these are just ways to guarantee that your opponent just won't be able to play the game. It's gotten to the point where I even wonder if hand traps are enough to even stop these high meta decks. And this is where I want to start putting in my point of view and say, if you feel like hand traps aren't enough to stop the modern meta decks, I think you need to understand how to hand trap better. What does that mean, right? So if we're going to be relying on floodgates to win it, and this is not to take away anything from the winners, the top tier players out there. Obviously, if you can play a floodgate and you have a great way to search it out, like Arch Nemesis Protos for the Dododo Rizio player who beat Triff with Protos. If you have a way to search out a floodgate and it guarantee you higher advantage, you should play it, because at the end of the day, you're going to these high tier events, you're investing a lot of time, effort, money into making sure you're able to compete at these events, and you should play the best strategy possible. Now, this is where I think Konami needs to make their adjustments and just get rid of all floodgates. Now, there's different power levels to this, of course, and when you get off one, you're gonna just go to another one, which is something that's likely going to happen. But if that happens, then you just have to keep hitting the problems until you guarantee yourself that you don't have that problem anymore. There can be only one. Rivalry, skill drain, what's it called? You know, these type of D barrier. They got rid of Abyss Dweller eventually, right after a million billion bajillion years. Like I was saying, if it's an issue where you feel like hand traps are not strong enough to stop modern meta decks, I mean, yeah, there's formats where it may be more of a board breaker format. You know, it may be times where you may start putting in Regeki Dark Hole, Lightning Storm, rather than you know, whatever hand traps you want to play, and that's fine. My issue with this is that you're having these high skill events, these very competitive events, one off of just a single turn where essentially the player's just playing solitaire and they're not interacting with the other person at all. There's no type of match that's actually going on. There's no way of knowing who actually is the more skilled player because they're essentially just playing solitaire by themselves. And that's something that's not really fun to watch, you know? When I tune into a YCS, I want to see high level strategies. I want to be able to see what a certain players that I like to follow do in these types of certain situations. For example, in this event, I was very excited to see Triff on live stream because I'm trying to learn, you know, how he plays his deck. He's very good with Yummy, whatever. But I was excited to see how that would work out, and I got to see it in one game. But the other two games, he just got Protoss locked, and then that was it. There was nothing he could do. So that's concerning for the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Just because obviously just turning off someone's deck, I just feel like it's not a fun way to play because you're not playing. That's where my issue is, guys. Essentially, that's what I want to go ahead and bring up. It's really not a concern of mine at like the locals level, and even at the regional level, people are a little bit more creative with their deck building. They want to play some fun stuff. They want to play some, they want to try different techs out, and that's fine. But when you can start getting to the YCS and nationals level, like, you are playing to win, and you know, if the best way to win is gonna be the Floodgates, then you might as well go ahead and put them in. But this is where I think Konami really needs to step in. If you feel like Floodgates are not enough, but I mean hand traps are not enough, then really this is why I like hand traps. Hand traps, for the most part, right? Effect Veiler, Ash Blossom, I enjoy those type of interactions because you really have to show your understanding of where your deck's flaws are and your opponent's deck's flaws are, right? So it really makes you have it so that you can't just vomit your hand traps at your opponent. Sometimes that works, right? But there's other times where you have to be a lot more strategic, right? You have to read what your opponent's trying to do. If they, again, I'm just playing Yummy right now, so it's in my mind, right? If they go Cupsy Yummy away to search 2, but they don't have a Yummy in the graveyard, do you Ash? Yes, right? Because they can't tag out, in which case then you're clear to go ahead and Ash that, right? Or so on and so forth. Right? You guys get what I mean. I just think it's pretty cool because or you can affect Veiler to impermanent, whatever. You guys get what I mean. I just think it's unfortunate that we got to the point of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it's Floodgate Central, and essentially, I guess like I've been saying this the entire video, is like, if you want to win at a high level, not only do you have to be good with your deck, obviously have understanding of your opponent's decks, but if you just have a way to play, you have a consistent way to get a Floodgate out, then you already have a much better chance to win because your opponent's just not going to play. And I don't know, it's just not fun to me. I don't like to play decks like that, even though I do have a True Draco profile on the channel, whatever. But you guys get what I mean, right? So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Am I tripping? Are Floodgates healthy? Are they unhealthy? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and hopefully we'll be able to discuss a little bit further. But without further ado, I will see y'all in the next one.